Next topic I would like some feedback on is healing. Some people don't like this word because it does imply that you're broken or need fixing in the first place. Or to some people, it doesn't. To some people, healing is extra energy, more intuition, feeling even better. And to some people it goes, well, healing implies that there's something wrong with me, so no. Yeah, and for me that's the take on it that I'm not too sure about, because for me all healing is self-healing. You've got to want to heal yourself. You've got to have had the thought and the agreement with yourself and with your body, and want to have that communication. So I would say it's more about heightening the awareness to yourself for self-healing, and setting the intention to get from wherever you are now to wherever you want to be. Yeah, I think there's got to be an agreement from the person to receive or want the healing. Versus, yeah, if somebody goes, nope, you do hear accounts of people going to healers that said, well, I didn't believe, if you like, and had amazing results. But they've given their agreement because they showed up in the first place. You see what I mean? Something got them to the door. Whereas if they're totally not in a receptive mode at all, then they won't even make the appointment. So for me, there's some form of energetic agreement. If the person's made the appointment, then they're going, yeah, please. Agreement on energetic sides. But there is, healing's a massive topic. And there's so many avenues, because then you get all distant healing, and energy not knowing time and space. I've had really interesting effects of distant healing. The further away that the person is, the more intense the pain is in my body. Let's say somebody broke their ankle and they're all the way over in Canada and I'm in the UK. It will be excruciating for like a minute and then alleviate. And I don't even know what's wrong with the person. I say, have they broken or hurt their left ankle? Because that really hurt. And they're like, yeah, they're in the hospital now. They can't put weight on it. All this stuff. And you go, whoa. And it seems to be the further in the proximity that they are. If somebody's come to me for an in-person healing and they're right there on the couch, I'll just feel it enough to know where to go. But if it's distant, it's really a really intense pain that you can't turn off. If I've agreed to do somebody's energy healing, I might not be doing it yet. I've just texted them and said, yeah, I'll just tune in later. And then I'm doing something and suddenly, bam, this pain has hit me. And I'm like, okay, so I'm doing it now then. I'll just get on with this. And I have to obviously put down what I'm doing and continue. And I thought, well, I'm not sure about this, because as soon as I've agreed, I don't know when it's going to come on. Which was rather interesting for a time, and I thought, I'm going to be careful who I say yes to here and who I give energetic permission to. And then I started finding that it was working with soul retrieval. I do soul retrieval work in my shamanic healing. And I always thought that the person needed to be right there, and I'd never tried a distant soul retrieval, but I got asked, and I was like, okay, well, I'll do a distant one and then just get you to follow the integration video afterwards, and we'll see how that goes. And wham, they were saying, oh, I woke up this morning and it felt all funny, and it was the exact time that I tuned in, and I hadn't even told them that's when I was doing it. And and the accounts of what people's feedback of what they're feeling and what they're experiencing are exactly in line with what happened for me. You know, and they're not even, you know, they're not even the intuitive healer, and they're going, wow, this happened and that happened, and all the accounts. So I find it absolutely fascinating, because I wouldn't have really consciously thought something like soul retrieval could be done over a distance. Yeah, I knew from Reiki and working with a psychic surgeon that you can certainly do pain and ailments. But my shamanic work, I wasn't sure until till I'd done a couple of experiments with people, and it does fascinate me how intricate and connected this grid is of energies between everybody. That there is no time and space between here and Canada. That everyone's almost psychic abilities of tuning in with each other just like that over the radar are just so instantaneous now, that it's absolutely incredible. I think everyone's level of awareness is so tuned, the dial is tuned up so high for a lot of people, that it will be a case of we don't need the telephone anymore, that you just ping somebody and they go, oh, right, Claire needs something. Shush, I'm busy, you know? I love it. I think it's really interesting. And what are your experiences with, distant healing, maybe particularly? What do you think of the word healing? Is that the right word to be using now? Does it imply that we're broken? Because for me, we're not. Nobody needs healing. We're whole, divine, and complete. We're just not finished. So getting the wording right is really important. The language that we use to describe these things, so that we're all on the same page. Your comments about that, please. I mean, there's a reason I call myself really a shamanic therapist instead of a shamanic healer, because of that reason. I don't want people to think, oh, I'm broken, there's something wrong with me, I need fixing, I need healing. That's not the case. What do you think? Please give me your feedbacks. Excuse me waffling on. I think this has been a bit of a long one, but it's my everything. So thank you. Hope you chai.